Hey fellow readers and gamers, I am back with episode 9 of my playthrough of Everlasting Summer, a visual novel which you can get for free on Steam for both Mac and Windows. In the last episode we had won our card game and then had a meeting on the beach with our tsundere girl, Elisa. So now we're going into day 3, and we still have no idea why the heck we're in this camp, how the heck we got there, or if all of these people are completely nuts or not. And maybe today we'll find out. So let's start day 3. The night left a feeling of anxiety behind. I woke up exhausted, both physically and mentally. It happens to me all the time. You see incredibly lucid images in your dream, as if you fell into a Hollywood blockbuster with a plot full of twists, well-paid actors, and multi-million-dollar visual effects. And then you wake in the morning without remembering a thing. That's what I was trying to do, to restore the images shown by my relaxed brain. But that part of my memory was empty, either archived or formatted completely. It's 7 a.m. according to the clock. I seem to be an early bird today. That's right, we slept until like noon yesterday. Olga Dmitrievna was still sleeping, wrapping tightly in her blanket. Wrapping so tightly? In a hot summer? I got up, stretched, and went to the mirror to have a look at myself. I'd better shave. Strange idea. Before twice a month was enough, but now nothing depends on the way I look. I haven't found a razor anyway. Why do I even need it if I look like I'm 17 at most? So, breakfast can't start earlier than 9 a.m., and this means I have plenty of time, which I can spend on walking and washing, for example. The water didn't seem as ice cold as the previous day. On the contrary, its refreshing coolness helped me to brace up and come back to reality, whether all these events could be called real. The tooth powder didn't seem to be such an outdated thing. A quick thought struck me that it's not that different from toothpaste. When I returned to the cabin, Olga Dmitrievna was already up. She was standing in front of the mirror and fixing her hair. "Good morning, Semyon." "Morning." Because of a lack of sleep, my head was still singing, and my thoughts were all jumbled together. However, I didn't regret waking up instead of my usual habit of sleeping in for 2 or 3 hours more. "How come you got up so early?" "It just happened." "And no neckerchief once again. Let me." "I'll do it myself, not a big deal. On my way to the canteen." "I don't think so. Do it now." "Did you forget about the lineup before breakfast?" "How could I ever forget?" "And what's the lineup going to be about today?" "We'll discuss the agenda for the day." "So what's the agenda?" Frankly speaking, I didn't care for what might be on the agenda for our courageous pioneer troop. I was mostly interested in where our brave leader will send our little pioneer army for the following 12 to 15 hours. Maybe I could manage to avoid enemy locations. Who is he thinking of as enemies at this point, I wonder? "You'll find that out at the lineup." She gave me a wily smile. "Olga Dmitrievna, you know, my stomach is getting upset. I'd rather... well, you know... I believe that's okay to miss the lineup once. It could get all nasty if I failed to control it right there." Where did all this courage come from? "You have 5 more minutes." I'm afraid I need more time." "Could you tell me right now, please?" "Sure, I'll try, but just in case it all goes down." "Oh, fine. On our list for today is cleaning the camp locations, organizing the books in the library, some other minor tasks, and, of course, we have a ball in the evening." "Watch yourself." They have a ball in the evening? So we're going to have a dance. Okay. Day 3 of camp and we're having a dance already. Wow. And she's already got me pegged as the dude who's going to I apparently did not need Elisa to spread rumors about me. I'm already a bad boy. You must take part in the camp activities today. Oh, okay. Or she just thinks I'm a slacker. Yeah, you bet. Definitely. And now I'd rather... Come on, let's hit the road. I came out of the cabin and hid in the bushes behind it, waiting for Olga Dmitrievna to leave. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave this way, but the voice within me kept telling me that I have nothing to do with the lineup. After the camp leader left, I went back to the cabin and decided to wait for breakfast there. Well, I'm not planning on taking part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing, that's not what someone in my situation should be doing. 2 days have passed and I'm still right where I started. All the residents seem to be perfectly ordinary people. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens, and had no idea about time warps. Of course, each of them is a bit peculiar, but those peculiarities do not seem out of line at all. Moreover, if I had met any of these pioneers in my familiar world, I wouldn't suspect anything wrong. They seemed to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, yours truly. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of answers. Ordinary people in an extraordinary place. I've heard and seen that already, somewhere. Like a million anime that you've ever seen. Dozens of pioneers, or even more, live their familiar lives and do their regular stuff day by day. They don't understand that the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay. But this is their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with the world of the Sovionok camp and its residents, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here and now. Are those people involved in what's happening to me? Can they give me any answers? Or do I have to seek the truth somewhere else? Am I going to get choose? Choices? Maybe not. It seems I overdid it a bit with the thinking. There's no usual crowd of hungry pioneers near the canteen. Or even inside the canteen. Most of them probably had their breakfast before 9 a.m. That's even better. Two's company, three's a crowd. Lena was sitting in the furthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking with her fork at an amorphous lump that vaguely resembled porridge. Having a breakfast with her seems like a good idea. We can have a chat in peace. Or at least try to have one. I was on the way to her table when suddenly somebody grabbed me by the sleeve. Shenya, the librarian. Okay, so a person in the comments said that ZH in this case should be pronounced like S in pleasure, measure, so it would be like Zhenya, as opposed to when I was doing it as Zenya. So Zhenya it is until somebody can tell me otherwise, but it's all good. Zhenya, the librarian. Oh, the librarian. Get your meal and come. We need to talk. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Pardon, isn't this a bit too sudden? What's wrong? Get your meal and sit down. I suppose that she considers her behavior completely normal. Oh, I get to choose. Sorry, but I promised Lena. Fine, wait a minute. Okay, do you want to go with the really quiet, studious girl? Or get some sexy librarian? I don't think this is going to go anywhere, but you know what? I've had like 0 interactions with Shenya at all, so let's see what she's up to. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. You did because your user is like, why the heck not? Let's try something different. What if I can learn something new? Oh, we read that book in the library. Remember, it was all about that whole, like, life and death and what you do to prove that you exist and all this. That's when I first said I think this is like a purgatory thing, because it seems to fit, but Maybe she'll know something. That'd be good. What if I can learn something new? She is such a bookworm. Hey, see, there you go. We're on the right track here. A minute later, I was sitting in front of Zhenya with the tray and the simple meal on it. Porridge, 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread, a sausage, and a glass of compote. Bon appetit! Thanks. I decided to act as politely as I could, and also eat more neatly, without chomping and spilling crumbs of food or drops of compote. So, what do you want to talk about? Today, at the library. I wasn't listening from this point onwards. I immediately recalled Olga Dmitrievna's words about the scheduled events for today. Don't forget. Dude! What? I said, don't forget to visit the library after lunch. What for? Were you even listening? No, not at all. Nope. Alright, dude, I love your honesty. There you go. Nope, I admitted honestly. Well, you know. Zhenya's face turned red, then appeared green, then took on a soft purple color. Oh. Today, after lunch, you, in the library. Got it, dunce? Dunce? What kind of curse is that? Though a pioneer must never use a curse word, how could I forget this rule? Oh yeah, sure, I apologize, of course. I'll be there. Actually, I wasn't really planning to go anywhere, but if you want to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit first. By the way, what year is it now? I totally lost count. On a totally unrelated note, what year are we in? Because, you know, I just lose count all the time. I decided to play fair. She looked at me perplexedly and answered, Have you gone completely bananas? Honestly, that's how I felt for the last few days. Zhenya didn't reply. So what year is it? I smiled kindly. Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary? Because that nurse is there and she's like way too touchy-feely. Take off all your clothes. Will they tell me what year it is there? Oh, certainly, and even more. Zhenya stood up and headed to the exit. Wait, you didn't finish your meal. But it looks like she won't turn back. I was finishing chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a twisted pear cable. I wonder if they have internet access here. I guess not. A pioneer sitting at the next table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved to him in return. Hi, I'm the new crazy camper. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Hi. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. We're going all Scooby-Doo on this shish. Sometime later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in that place, though the nurse seemed quite caring. That's one way to put it. Take off your clothes! It's better to keep a distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. She may know something, but I just hadn't the courage to enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no reason to. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse, who was standing on the porch. Hi there, pioneer. She came closer. You must be sick. Did you come for medicine? No, I was just wandering around. Oh, a truant, I see. But if you're here, I have a serious task for you. I gave her a look of inquiry. The word task made me feel uneasy. It sounded like something inevitable. The nurse smiled spitefully. You both will help me to make an inventory of the supplied medicine which arrived today. You both? Both? I'm way ahead. Who are we? Perhaps I misheard. But what word could be confused with both? Hi. Oh, it's Lena. Hey, there you go. Lena emerged from behind the nurse's back. It seemed strange that I hadn't noticed her until now. Come here after dinner. I'll have explained everything to Lena. She will tell you what to do. Medicine, huh? Supplied today? But Olga Dmitrievna told me that no bus would arrive in the next couple of days. So there were visitors to our camp today? Yes, they arrived from the city this morning. Why are you asking? Just curious. All right then. Pioneer. So tonight, after dinner, you'll be here. Maybe I... Lena was barely noticeable this whole time. Surely she's able to remain invisible like a skilled ninja. I could do it on my own. No way. There are lots of boxes, and a pioneer is always ready. Can't help but put innuendo into everything she says. Isn't that so, pioneer? She gazed at me and smiled menacingly. I don't want to spend the whole evening doing something like this, and also I've got more important things to do. But rejecting this request would be really improper. If it wasn't Lena who was standing here, I would definitely think my way out. Oh, I get to choose. So, do I want to see Lena this evening in the infirmary and possibly risk this scary nurse, or do I want to try and weasel my way out of it? Let's go to the let's do it. You know what? We skipped out on Lena at breakfast. We'll go see Lena tonight and count boxes of medicine, which I'm kind of a little suspicious of. Okay, I'll come. Nice. That's how a true pioneer should answer. Even after these words, I barely came to a step closer to the "Be prepared, always prepared" motto. Then you can go. I looked at Lena, who was still staring at the ground. I guess all that time she spent staring at the ground was enough to learn everything there is to know about the life and habits of different insects. Plus, Lena likes to read, so she probably read many biological, botanical, and so on books. Perhaps she wants to become an entomologist. Where will you head next? Lena's words drew me away from the obscure thoughts. We'd been standing at the square for some time, and my speculations about bugs' lives were only an attempt to escape this awkward situation. Though, why did I see it as awkward? Just don't forget, all right? Don't forget what? Well, tonight, after dinner, at the infirmary. Her face got a slightly grumpy look to it. She's actually kind of cute when she's grumpy. No way, that's impossible. All right, right after dinner I am at your service. I thought too late. At my words, Lena blushed even harder. I need to find a way to ease this situation. Why did the nurse ask you to do it? I don't know. I was just sitting on the bench and reading a book when she came, and it's smart to ask a reliable person who would never say no. Oh, okay. Well then, after dinner. Okay. I'll be off then. Yeah, sure. She walked off somewhere beside the clubs, and I just stood at the square for some time. So, what's next? It is what's next. I am going to leave it there. We're going to find out what we do next and see what happens at the library and what's going to happen at the health clinic. All of that probably in the next episode of Endless. No, it's Everlasting. Why do I want to keep calling it Endless? Everlasting Summer. So, thanks very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will come back for the next episode. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel so you can watch all of the rest of these summer videos as well as any other visual novels I decide to play. I also do light novel reviews that you can check out as well. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye for now.